Welcome to the Unshackled Life podcast, real talk about faith, freedom, and following Jesus. My name's Dalen Woodard, and this is one of those Ramblecast episodes. Not scripted, not polished, just me talking it out and thinking it through. They may have even been recorded on the fly with interruptions or background noise. If you're up for an honest, sometimes messy, but hopefully meaningful musing, you're in the right place. Let's go. This little ramble is going to serve two purposes, I hope. I'm getting ready to pack up my new laptop and equipment and head to the church to teach tonight on Matthew chapter 8, verses 14 through 17 on the healing of Peter's mother-in-law. And I needed to test my interface with a headset mic just to see how much different the levels might be and all that kind of thing. And I was also wanting to share some thoughts that occurred to me a few moments ago as I checked the scores for the first day of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Yes, March Madness has arrived, and we're about halfway through the first day as of the recording of this. About half the games are over or almost over. And just glancing through the scores, I see some really close, tight games. The TCU Ohio State, for one, that was really tight. And then there were some not so tight, like Nebraska stomping Troy 76-47. And I got to thinking about it. And the plain simple fact of the matter is, while the fans may feel better about it, while the players may feel better about it, while it may look better and feel better in a lot of ways, the teams that lost by 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points, and the teams that lost by 20 points or more all had the same result. They all lost. They're all out of the tournament. They're all going to watch the championship game at the end of this thing instead of playing in it. And the winners, well, some of them won by just a little bit, some of them won fairly handily, but none of them are safe and secure because there's another round, another battle coming, and even if they are highly favored and expected to win by quite a lot, some close games between high-ranked teams and low-ranked teams prove that it's not always going to be easy, even when it is expected to be. And as you go deeper, the competition only gets more difficult. So even teams that won by 20 or 30 points today are not safe and secure that they're going to be able to just walk over their opponent in the next game come Saturday. And nobody is guaranteed Final Four appearance, much less championship game appearance yet, no matter where they're ranked or how well they play in this first round. And it made me think a little bit of just life, because that's just the way it goes when we're fighting in our own strength and our own resources. You'll win some, you'll lose some that were close, and you'll get blown away sometimes, or you may cruise for a long time, blowing battles out of the water and start thinking you're really good, and then something that really shouldn't even trip you up that much, the difference between a number 16 ranked team and a number 1 ranked team, comes up and you almost lose the game. You almost lose the battle, or maybe you do lose that battle. Because we're not going to be able to win every battle we face if we're the ones doing the fighting, no matter how much knowledge you know, no matter how determined you are, no matter how prepared you are. Things happen. But Galatians assures us that when we live and walk through life by the power of the Spirit, we will not fulfill the lusts of the flesh, the desires of the old nature, those old ways that are opposite of the ways of God and the new creation within us. It doesn't say we shouldn't, or we might not, or we have a really, really, really high probability of winning those battles. It says if you are walking in the power of the Spirit, you will not lose that battle to the flesh, lose that battle to sin and being outside the will of God. You will not fall back into selfishness and self-centeredness. And I just thought that was pretty cool, that it was a good reminder. These tight battles between some of these teams show us that anything can happen in a battle. But if the Lord is the one fighting the battle, if it's His battle, then victory is assured. And so I'm just encouraging myself and you guys to remember that when enemies surround you and are coming around you or coming at you like a flood, when struggles are coming and difficulty is high, the battle belongs to the Lord. Be blessed. Thanks for spending some time with me today. If this Ramblecast sparked a thought, stirred something in you, or gave you something to wrestle with, I'd love to hear about it. You can reach out by email to DalenWoodard@minister.com. That's DalenWoodard@minister.com. And if you're finding these episodes helpful, feel free to share them with someone or leave a comment or a review. Until next time, be blessed, and remember, when you fix your thoughts on God and build your thinking on the foundation of His truth, God fixes your thoughts.